Alright, what's going on, YouTubers? Get started here in just a second. Like we always do. Damn, someone got on quick. It's like he was waiting. Dude, Owen. That's the fastest I've ever seen anybody message after I go live. That was dope. What's up, man? Renee, how's it going? Happy to have you as usual. Favorite cereal? See, that's a tie. Like, I really love Cocoa Krispies or Cocoa Puffs. But I also really love Apple Jacks, and I also really love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Those would probably be like top 3 or 4 favorite cereals of all time. But yeah, I mean, if you want to go old school, we could talk about Pops or Kix. Kix are great with some fruit in them. But yeah, trying to get both of the courses. That's what I'm talking about, the personal branding one too. Which, in case you guys don't know, if you're ever wanting to start a YouTube channel or a personal brand of any kind, whether it be a blog or a podcast or whatever, we did put together a program on that as well with a bunch of prominent influencers out there who have done the exact same thing. So it's a really great program for those of you looking to do something like that. But do me a favor as you guys hop in, say hello, and then leave a thumbs up or hit the thumbs up button so that way other YouTubers just like you, or really learners, marketers, entrepreneurs just like you, can get the update that we are live. And that way, in case new people who are scrolling across YouTube who want some marketing agency help are sitting there scrolling across looking for information, they can get the help that they need. But Owen, when your birthday comes, happy birthday. If I don't get to tell you on your birthday, happy early birthday from me. Pratap Dad Wall, love to watch your live videos. I'm glad that you're here watching them. Always glad to have people watching the lives. Kevin Bays says, hey Jordan, love your stuff. First time on a live stream. I kept forgetting to hit that darn bell. Yeah, and that's the thing. If you want the updates, make sure you hit the bell so that way you get notified. And make sure that your notifications are turned on your phone. Some people turn off their push notifications because I get it. They can be annoying. And that's the thing. You can actually go in and adjust your push notifications to only send you specific things that you want. So if you do want live updates and just updates of any time we release new content or go live or do whatever we're doing at our channel, just hit that notification bell and you'll get that. He said, now I know you. Now I know that I can trust you. You like that OG cereal. Okay, here's what I want to know from y'all. What's y'all's favorite cereal? Go ahead and type your favorite cereal in there, because this is always a fun topic just to talk about to kind of kick it off, because we are a little early tonight. I launched probably about 7 minutes early tonight. So we're going to take a little bit just to have some fun and talk about some random stuff. And right around 9 we'll get started. So we got 5 minutes. What's y'all's favorite cereal? Just lost my job last week, ready to take action. Darren, that's what I'm talking about, man. Don't let losing a job or an opportunity not working out the way you wanted to stop you from being an entrepreneur. And I don't say this in a negative way. I'm trying to say this because even if, starting an agency doesn't work out for you. I went through probably 8 other businesses before I ever started this brand in my agency and saw the business that I really wanted to see. You know what I mean? So don't let things, just because you have one business that doesn't reach the potential, don't see it as a failure. See it as it didn't reach the potential that you wanted to, and try to find something that fits you better. Because just because you think, oh yes, it's a good opportunity, it's not for everyone. Marketing is not for everyone. Being creative is not for everyone. Some people are more analytical. So if you know that about yourself, find out how you fit into the marketing space, because pretty much anyone can work in marketing, but you need to figure out where you're good. And if you want to run the agency, those are the people who are really good at understanding. You have to multitask. You have to be able to learn on your feet and work on the go. So let's see, we got Captain Crunch. Tata Carl says, what's up? Hope you're doing good. I hope you're doing well as well. Doing good as well. Doing well as well. I don't even know how you would say that. I'm going to say doing good as well, because I like that better. It sounds better. It's probably not right, but oh well. Hello, I have watched a ton of videos. Joshua, are you starting your agency yet? Have you actually looked into maybe taking a program or some kind of educational course to help you get to that next level? I'll be a student either way by then. So yeah, that's awesome, man. I'm glad to have you. We're excited to have you in the family. Where are we at? God, cereals are coming in now. Captain Crunch, Frosted Flakes, Sin Jim, what's going on, man? Psalm. Do you have a video out talking about contracts? Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. So, let me show you guys something really quick. I'm pretty sure I have my screen share on here. Haha. Okay, so this is me. But what I am going to show you guys is you wanted to search, if you want to search something on my channel, and I guess this is just a quick lesson for everybody who hasn't done this before or doesn't know that this exists, because this doesn't, I haven't found a way to search on YouTube to like actually search a channel. I've tried every single time on mobile, but the best way to do it is to go on desktop, go to the channel. So let me stop talking so I can actually type, because I can't talk and type at the same time. It's just impossible. And when you get there, you see this little icon right here. You're going to click that, and that allows you to search within my channel. If you click up here, that's going to search everywhere on YouTube. If you click here, searches everywhere on the channel. So this is a good guide, not only for my channel, but just for anybody trying to search for any type of content for any of the influencers that you listen to. But you'll just type in contracts and see if there are any keywords that we put in any of the descriptions. I have one on client onboarding. These are talking, I remember these. These aren't like actual contract videos. This is payment processing. Yeah, so none of those are contract videos. It might only be in my program, so I don't think I have one out there on YouTube, but I might be able to put one together really quick. I'll have to get that on the schedule. Let me get back over here. No, that's not where I want to be. That's not where I want to be either. Which one is it? It's that one. Sorry. I have like 9 little scenes over there that I've built out that I like to run with. But anyways, that's the way to search content on the channel. I know that kind of went off base a little bit there, but just so you guys know. So no, we don't have a video on contracts, but we can easily add that to the content schedule. Newer Reese's Puffs and Cocoa Krispies. I was never a fan of Reese's Puffs. Like, I don't like peanut butter, and I love peanut butter. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love peanut butter, especially crunchy peanut butter. Oh my god, delicious. But like, peanut butter cookies, peanut butter cereal, I was never really a fan. Peanut butter candy, I'm just not really a fan of it. I don't know, but I love peanut butter. I don't like the sweet and the peanut butter mix. I like peanut butter with chocolate, but even still, it's like, it has to be peanut butter and chocolate, but more chocolate because I really like chocolate. Anyways, great campaign strategy for local businesses. I guess we can go ahead and get into the questions. Let me make sure we don't have any cereal so we don't get off base here. Wheatos. I've never had Wheatos. Is that maybe a UK thing? Wheatos? I don't even think I've heard of that in the US. OG Pops. Yeah, Toast Crunch. Toast Crunch was good. All right, let's get on topic and talk about some marketing stuff today. Where was that question? Great campaign strategy for local businesses. So we've talked about this one before. You're about to make me break out my whiteboard over here. But we're putting together a video already on YouTube about it. So I'll save it for that. But make sure to pay attention. Stay tuned for videos coming out in the next month. We have a video that we're working on called 3-Step Marketing. This is a concept that I've kind of put together that goes really well with a lot of the types of clients you guys are working with. Most of you guys are working with small and medium-sized local businesses. That being said, they deal with a different style of strategy than what you guys see a lot of other influencers talk about, which is mostly like e-com strategy. And so what we wanted to do was obviously cater the course towards what you guys are mostly servicing, because really all you have to do, in any case, all you have to do is adjust the style of your campaign. And when you really understand digital marketing, that's all it really takes. And so essentially, let me break it down. 3-step marketing is most businesses, they're customers are looking for a product, right? But in a local business or in a local area, most businesses that you guys are working with are service businesses for the most part. There are some that are product-based businesses, but a lot of them are, local service-based. And even the product-based businesses that are local service that local area. So for example, a grocery store would be a product-based business, right? They service that local area. So what you guys want to understand is, how do those customers arrive at their location or find their location? Well, that comes down primarily usually to local SEO and pay-per-click, which would be Google Ads, Yahoo, Bing ads. So ads on search engines, right? Because that's where most people go to find information about a specific thing they're looking for. All right, think about it. When you went last to go eat and you couldn't figure out what it was that you wanted to eat, what did you do? You went onto your phone and you typed in restaurant near me, or restaurant in whatever city you live in, right? Because that's where you're going to go first to find information when you don't know. You don't go to social to find a attorney near you, right? You don't go to, or a criminal attorney. You don't go to social to find necessarily a real estate agent near you to start. If you're starting your search, which is what happens with anybody who's looking to buy a product, it can happen quickly or it can take a lot of time to build up that, trigger to buy. But understanding that in the beginning, most local businesses buy local, meaning that they need to see ads locally, which means you need to be targeting your campaigns and your traffic to them locally. So you need to do that through local SEO and just general SEO for the website and everything else, but then also pay-per-click if they can afford it. Other businesses, like let's say a restaurant or a hairstylist or a gym or a personal fitness trainer, those types of people, if they're local, they don't necessarily have to stick to that same structure for cold traffic. And why is that? Well, because they're more entertaining, right? A hairstylist online visually is more appealing. It's more attractive. Girls will sit there and look at hairstyles because they want to imagine what their hair could potentially look like if they got it done, right? And so that's what you guys have to think of, is what type of business am I working for? Because that kind of business can use Facebook more efficiently, and as well as a salon or a personal fitness person or a gym, because you're visually showing something that's appealing, right? So social for cold traffic is easier to generate, or using social to generate cold traffic is easier. It's more efficient. Whereas if you try to do that for an attorney and you're trying to, just go out there and, like, let's say you have a criminal attorney. Well, how do you go out on social and attract people who are in trouble with the law and cold traffic, right? You only get them when they need the service. That's why you have to be on search engines. Then you use social, so that's where part 2 of 3-step marketing comes in. You use social like Facebook, Instagram, all of those types of platforms to remarket to those people, along with email, and even YouTube can be used. I consider YouTube more of a search engine platform than a social platform. But since they've come out with like YouTube stories and their community tabs, it's starting to become more social, but it's still more search engine. And that's the general or the primary premise, or not premise, the primary use of YouTube is for search. But that's step 1 and step 2, right? So you start with search or pay-per-click if it's more of a professional style service-based business, or a business where it doesn't really come off as really super attractive to get leads. Real estate can work. It's one of those where it's kind of professional, so you kind of want to focus on local SEO and having a presence on search, but it's appealing because it's homes and people like to look at homes, so you can run campaigns on social to drive cold traffic as well. I've done that successfully. So it just kind of depends on the industry, and it kind of depends on the business. So you need to ask yourself, if I was a customer looking for an attorney, how am I going to start my search half the time? Well, I'm either going to hear about it from a friend, right? I'm going to call my mom, right? I'd be like, hey, Mom, do you know an attorney for this potentially? Because I live close to my parents. And that's what a lot of people do. They'll call their friends and see what their suggestions are, right? But if I don't know, and even if I don't feel like calling a friend, usually even more than that now, most people are going straight to a search engine to find that information, right? So that's where remarketing on Facebook and all of that becomes more relevant. But if you go to an attorney and you try to sell them just a Facebook ads campaign, and they don't have any other types of lead gen driving traffic to the site for you to remarket to, you're going to have a hard time driving a bunch of cold traffic and then remarketing that traffic as well. It's just much more difficult to do it that way. But again, restaurants and salons, and I call them entertainment versus professional style businesses. So in an entertainment style business, it's more entertaining for the user, right? For the potential client. So a salon, it's more entertaining. A gym, it's more entertaining because they can do physical fitness stuff as cold traffic style ads to get you interested, right? So you have to think through who the business is. So step one, again, it just kind of depends, but primarily for most local service businesses that you guys are going after, it's SEO and pay-per-click. Now, step two is, again, remarketing. That's using Facebook, Instagram, what else? Email marketing, YouTube. Those are the 4 primary platforms you're going to do remarketing with. The third step of the 3-step marketing concept is using a website or a landing page, and that's the conversion stage of the actual process to get someone to buy, right? So that being said, you need to have a website that's actually designed well. It's got all of the information on it that it needs. It's very clear. It responds well. It just everything about a website that you need. It has good content, good copy, or the copy as far as it being able to sell someone was written well. There's so many different aspects to building a site, but that is the general model you want to follow for most of you working with, again, small and medium-sized local businesses. So I know, again, that's a long-winded answer, but that is one of the best strategies. That's the general idea for creating a solid strategy for a local business. And that's, again, what most of you are working with. Where's my water? Sorry, I got a little long-winded there. Okay. Hey, Jordan, is the e-commerce niche a good niche for a full-service agency? And can you get more clients for word of mouth and networking in this niche? Q, and so more and more businesses are starting to shift towards running an online business and realize that people are not wanting to go out necessarily to buy everyday things, right? If I don't want to go out and buy batteries, I'm just going to buy them on Amazon and have them shipped to my house, and they'll be here in 2 days. Unless it's something I need right now, like food, for example. I'm not necessarily, that's why it's taking longer for food to catch on, and it's harder to keep it fresh. There's several reasons why, but food in general, it's not something, if I don't have food now, and a lot of people are procrastinators with getting food, which I definitely am. I'll wait till the last minute to go to the grocery store. And so I can't do something like Amazon because I want to eat, right? So it just kind of depends on the niche. But yes, you can definitely run a digital marketing agency and only do e-commerce niches. That's kind of what makes me laugh about Ty Lopez creating this whole new wave e-com business or e-com marketing agencies. That's the new way to do it. It's the same thing as a social media marketing agency. You're just working with e-com businesses. You're applying a different strategy and a different approach to their marketing campaign, which that's why I teach people it's not about learning how to do that business. It's about learning digital marketing and then how to run a business. It's 2 things really that you're learning. Digital marketing, because if you don't understand digital marketing, then you're going to struggle. But if you understand digital marketing, you can do it for a local business, a national campaign, a regional campaign, an e-commerce business that sells internationally, or an e-commerce business that only sells to one country. It's about understanding digital marketing. That's where the power in online marketing and online businesses really comes from. And if you agree with that, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, because I don't understand how people don't get that. That's what's important. Don't worry about whether it's an agency or an e-com agency business or a social media marketing agency business. Learn digital marketing, which encompasses all of that, and then you can run any kind of online business that you'd like, because that's where the knowledge helps. When you understand all facets of digital marketing, you can work your way into any type of business you want, running any type of campaign. People ask me, and that's the funny thing, people ask me all the time, why don't I do more on Facebook? Because number one, I'm not Ty Lopez. I don't have $100 million to blow at ad budgets every year. It's not that much, but he's blowing a lot of money on ads. I don't have that kind of money. I do a content-focused approach where I create quality content, create lead systems and lead funnels, sales funnels that drive people to buy. And we're making more money on our course than more people that are spending on ads are, and we don't spend more than, I think we spend $1,000 a month in ads. That's it. And it's just, you don't have to only run ads. Ad marketing is one way. Content marketing is another way. Neil Patel, perfect example of content marketer. He hardly ever spends on anything ad driven because he just focuses on creating quality content. That's it. And local businesses can do this too, but they have a much harder time because their audiences are smaller. So as far as getting that organic kick, Facebook doesn't really give it to them. So it's a little harder to only do content with local businesses, thus why sometimes you need to incorporate a little bit of an ad budget to help give that kick. Again, there is no template. People want a template, right? Marketing is about understanding customers. It's about understanding a business. It's about understanding their business model. It's about understanding their products and services that they offer. There is no template. It's going out and saying, what resources and tools do I have available? What steps does the buyer take in the buyer process to make a decision to buy? And then how do I need to align that campaign with those decisions that the buyer's making, right? A person doesn't just go out and decide to buy a home. No, let me go back. I was writing a document because we're about to do a bunch of document upgrades for the 1.0 course. But I was writing a document on general contractors. And it was funny because I talked to my mom earlier today and they just got done moving. But I was coming up with a kind of like a makeshift campaign, and it was actually a brilliant campaign. I can't wait to try and put it in practice. But basically you do something funny to drive. My thought process was, if you're looking to use a general contractor, I like to work backwards. Why would someone want to use a general contractor? Well, the reason might be that they just moved and they have like old ugly wallpaper on their walls that they really hate and want to get rid of, or they don't like the laminate countertops or whatever it is. It's probably I don't know, I think it's laminate, but you guys get what I'm talking about, and they want to update it, right? So they call a general contractor, right? Or there's several other reasons why. Maybe the tool is out of, it's just not useful or something in their house isn't useful anymore, and they need to update it. Or maybe they just want a new look, right? And they need to reach a general contractor. All of those reasons could be potential reasons. You want to know what's funny though? So I built out this whole campaign based on like, you make this really funny video about, ugly wallpapers, and then somebody coming in. Anyways, it's a whole campaign about wallpapers because you can use really ugly wallpapers to catch people's attention. And we can get a contractor to get in on that, and it'll be a really good campaign. Anyways, what was funny was I called my mom later that day to check up on her moving, and she was like, yeah, we just had the contractors here. I was like, oh yeah? She goes, yeah, they have all this really ugly wallpaper in the house. I was like, so it's about understanding what drives a person to the point of wanting to purchase, right? Understanding that, building that into your cold traffic content, making it fun and engaging, not just something that's like, and you can't always do fun. Like, for example, that criminal attorney, like, hey buddy, did you get arrested? That wouldn't be funny. Like, that's not somebody I'm going to hire. I'm going to be pissed at you. But you have to find a way to make it interesting in a way. So with that audience, you cater the emotional, you change up the emotion, and that's what you really do. So with that type of business, you want a happy-go-lucky emotion, but with the attorney in the criminal defense thing, you're kind of going down. You're like, you don't want to have this happen to you. If you go at it by yourself, you're going to have all of these other things happen to you that you don't want to have later. It's going to be more expensive, right? You're trying to put someone in the shoes of what the negative side of not hiring an attorney would be. But that's pretty much it. You're trying to figure out, well, my job is this. How do we reach that solution with them, and us being the one to provide that solution for them? Whew. So another long-winded question, but I think these are really great questions, guys. I'm really liking these. As in when to send out a retargeting ad. I think I pretty much answered your question in that big explanation there, Luke. Do you still use Vendasta? Yes, it's still being used for local businesses and for local listings. But guys, again, remember with Vendasta, here's the thing, guys. Don't use Vendasta necessarily, and I can't preach about it, but this is just because I know better, because I've learned in the past from other businesses that I've done this kind of thing with. With Vendasta, their primary service was local listing management and reputation management. So that's what they're really good at. But they also offer all of these social media management and website development and all. They've partnered with other companies that are fulfilling these jobs and pulling in a rake. Well, that doesn't provide the best quality, so I recommend staying away from all of those other third-party services. They have some reports that are really cool to use, but outside of that, you're just using it to quickly and easily update listings and include it in the SEO packages that you sell. So I wouldn't, you can sell it a la carte. A lot of people think that I meant that you should sell it a la carte. I wouldn't sell it a la carte. Often I would focus on building it into an SEO package of $1,000 or more, where you're putting, you know, $300 to $400 worth of that budget that you allotted towards the Vendasta usage for that client. So you're making a good chunk off of that. You could even do less, because really you're paying $250 for, I think, 1,000 users or 10,000 users or something like that. So it's something ridiculous. So you don't necessarily need to charge a lot per customer for that service to be worth it to you. So just keep those things in mind when you use any kind of third-party service. If they offer a bunch of other services, figure out what their flagship service is and stick with that. Just kicked off my agency taking Ty Lopez, but found you now. Joshua, welcome to the family, bud. Already leads and need that little push to convert easily. If you're not doing, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. Let me know if you're in need of my service. I'd like to connect with you. Okay. I think that was a sales pitch. I can't really tell. Like Raul with an S. Like Raul. I'm getting so lost in these conversations. That was so long ago now. I think I completely lost whatever that was about. Sorry, guys. Recommended time for studying, learning your course, and being prepared to get those clients. Well, here's the thing, Owen. I don't recommend any specific time frame, because some people learn faster than others. What I recommend is doing a few different things. Number one, watching every video, and while you're watching every video, taking notes. Even though there's a document right in front of you, it still helps to take notes, because you're writing it down, you're listening to it, and you're seeing it, right? So it's all about learning practices. So every time I take any kind of course, I always take notes. Even if there's a document or a book to go along with it, I'm still going to take notes, because it helps me remember. Then going back through immediately after that lesson's done and reading through it. Do that one whole time through the course. And what I like to do is each section, if there's sections in a program or something like that, go back through it again. Once you finish it, go back through it again one more time, that whole entire section. Because you don't always retain things that you learned the first time. And that's what I hate, is people get done with these programs and then they just run out there and try to start getting clients and running the campaigns. And it's like, dude, you didn't go through an algebra class and run through the entire algebra class in 2 weeks and then go take the final exam for everything in that algebra class. Let's do harder. Calculus class, and take that final after 2 weeks of studying the entire book and then go pass the exam. Like, who are you, Albert? Like, you're not, and I'm not saying you guys aren't smart. What I'm saying is that is a very, very, very hard thing to do. If you can go taking, and most of you are starting from no experience before to going and just getting out there and killing it within 2 weeks of learning, you're amazing. Seriously, you're a savant of some kind. But that's what people do. That's the reality of it. And so I'm challenging you guys who are going through these courses to actually spend time learning the material. You didn't just spend $500 to get done with it in 2 weeks. You should be going through it 2 to 3 times at the very minimum. All right? He said Captain Crunch equals the death of your mouth when you're a kid. You have to learn to let it sit in milk. It is pretty rough on the roof of your mouth. I'll agree with that. That's funny. I've been keen to start my own business. I've been researching the past 2 months what I can put my attention to. Social media marketing compels me the most right now. I've struggled with being productive and find myself consuming too much information. If I take my first step today, then first move, what would you suggest? So Darren, the biggest thing, again, here's what you want to do. If you kind of like the online business opportunity or the work from anywhere type mentality, if that's what you're going after, learn digital marketing. And I preach that in 5 primary pillar concepts: social media marketing, web marketing and automation, or web marketing and design, email marketing and automation, pay-per-click marketing, which is Google ads, Bing ads, Yahoo ads, YouTube ads even, and then search engine optimization. Those would be the 5 pillars of marketing of SWEPS. That's the acronym SWEPS. And those are the 5 pillars of digital marketing, plus their little cousin, content marketing, which is kind of, I call it the cousin because it relates to pretty much every single major pillar of digital marketing in the acronym SWEPS. So that's where you want to start, is learning that information first. You don't have to become an expert. Like, you don't need to go learn web design. You don't have to become an expert web developer for you to become a successful marketing agency owner. But you do need to know about web development, how it works. And I'm not saying that you really don't even have to know if you have a web developer that you can just hire and trust to do the job properly. But don't go hiring overseas if that's the case. And what I'm saying is not to not trust India, but if you don't have clear communication, which can become tough between 2 different people in 2 different countries, then don't trust that. You need to hire the best. So learn the 5 pillars as best you can. Learn as much about each one as you can. I would even recommend looking for, I go to the web development for a reason. It's because most people don't understand coding, and you shouldn't want to or need to run an agency, but you do need to understand how to speak to coders, right? Because if you're telling a web developer, hey, I need this function changed, but you're not wording it in a way where they understand, it's going to be very difficult for you to get that mission accomplished fast and to the level of quality that you're going to want it completed at. So that's my biggest piece of advice for anyone trying to get into any online business, whether it's starting a marketing agency, starting your own personal brand with a YouTube channel or a blog like we have, or a podcast, or whatever it is. Learn digital marketing, learn the pillars of digital marketing. Then once you learn that, learn starting and running a business. That's the easier side, really, of this entire journey, is running the business. I would say even learning something about sales and marketing if you're not comfortable with sales and marketing, because that's what marketing is. That's why they always say sales and marketing. It's because sales is essentially marketing. They're pretty much the exact same thing. So learn about selling and the psychology of selling. All of those would be great places to start at if you're looking to get into any kind of online business. What course of yours would you sign up to if you were in my position? I would say get into the digital marketing school, because really, though, that's the thing. It's kind of hard to say. Both of them go very, very deep into digital marketing and marketing concepts, because of the fact that, well, that's how both businesses are run. They also both talk about how to start a business. They also both talk briefly about selling and marketing in general, just those types of concepts. So both would be great to start, but you need to determine whether you want to start an agency and really commit. And that's the thing. It's not, you have to commit to something. So, just decide. And once you decide, commit to it. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. You're not necessarily always going to see success, but that's what makes a business. Like, we don't always have success here at my agency and with my brand. Like, there are times where we failed, and that's okay. Just understand it's going to happen and move forward with it. Learn from it. That's part of the process. I've never built a 6-figure or 7-figure business before, and I'm well on my way to creating a 7-figure business. So I have to learn how to manage that business versus making $100K per year, or $250,000, $350,000 per year. That's completely different than me reaching that 7-figure point. And so that's what we're trying to learn how to do now. Just understand, guys, that's what you're going to have to learn to do. If you've never run a business before, you're not going to jump into it and be a master. Even if you go through a program that teaches you everything, what do you think people in business college go to business college for? Tons of them go to business college to learn how to start a business. There's actual degrees for entrepreneurship, right? So if I'm going to business school for entrepreneurship, but the statistic still remains that 90% of businesses fail within the first 3 years. I think that's the statistic. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I believe it's 90% of businesses fail in the first 3 years. Well, what are all these people going to business college for, right? You're going to have to be one of those ones that says, I want it. That's the difference between myself all of the influencers that you see online, people that you see in those influencers programs. When you go to like my site and you see all of those testimonials of people who have started making, you know, $5,000, $10,000, $50,000 per month or more, that's because they committed. I always go to the example of Kayla because it's the best example. And what's his name? Rodney. Rodney actually told me his story. I believe it was 2 weeks ago, but those two students right there are in my course. It took Kayla 4 months, 5 months to get her first client, and it took Rodney, I believe, 5 to 6 as well to get his first client. But they stuck it out. They were constantly working on their agency, trying to get clients, trying to learn as best as they could. So that's what you guys have to understand. Are you willing to sacrifice all of the stuff that you don't necessarily need to get all of the stuff that you really want in life? And that's what the difference is between the people who are successful, at least professionally in life, and the people who aren't. The people who are super successful professionally, they have this drive about them and they don't let things stop them. They don't let a no or a failure get in the way of them seeing the end, which the end is that, you know, that whatever it is that makes you happy, the car, the yacht, the house, the girls, the boys, whatever it is that you want, that's what it takes to get to that part. And so figure out what it is that you want, figure out what you have to do to get there, and make that commitment. That's really the biggest thing. Make the commitment to what you're trying to do. If you want the life that you see all these people have, then commit to it. Oh man, it jumped all the way to the bottom. Where'd those questions go? All right, what's your favorite method of prospecting clients? My favorite method is networking. I like talking to other business owners, letting them know I run an agency, and then showing them what I'm able to do with my agency and with my clients' campaigns and with my campaigns. You know, showing them through proof and just talking with people. That's really what I like to do. And then but what do you do if you don't have any proof yet, right? Well, if you don't have any proof, then you need to go out and either get case studies or try to find a way to build proof. I don't think that you should be selling if you haven't actually tested the method. A lot of people think, okay, well, I've taken this course, now I can just go out and start an agency. I think you should probably try practicing some first. So either create a drop shipping company or an e-com business yourself, or go and work for a friend or a family member that will let you manage their pages and try and get results for them that are actual, you know, results, and not just, oh, cool, I ran 2 weeks and I got all these leads, I'm ready to go. No, do it for like 2 to 3 months, get real results with it, and then go out there and start landing these $5,000 to $10,000 deals, because that's where it becomes easy. If you don't have anything to go off of, though, you're not going to get someone to give you $5,000 to $10,000. But you go in there with some case studies and some proof that you actually can do what you're telling them you do, they're going to buy anything you have to sell them, right? So keep that in mind. In the meantime, I should be able to find a template somewhere on Google. Oh, is that what you're... Okay, so... No, I still don't know what you're talking about, Raul. Do you have a video... Oh, that one. Do you have a video talking about contracts? I mean, you might be able to find one on Google. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure. I haven't looked on Google for a contract specifically for marketing agencies. Ooh, that's a good question. So Nara Oshima says, what makes tattoo shops attractive via marketing? Well, what do you... okay, don't let me phrase it like that because it sounds kind of rude. But what do you think makes them attractive? I don't like answering, but just I want you to think about it out loud, because by the time I get to the answer, it'll already be too late. But what do you think? And by the time you respond, I might be able to jump down there. But what is it? And that's okay. That's what I'll do. I'll just wait a second and you can respond. What is it that you think about tattoo shops that would be interesting? Let me ask you guys that. What do you think about a tattoo shop is interesting? What about it is marketable for cold traffic on social media? Let me be more specific. None of y'all have an answer. Maybe I'm being a little impatient. I feel like you guys have to have an answer for that. That one's pretty straightforward. What's marketable about a tattoo shop? They can afford you, great giveaways, great content, great for Instagram, pricing? No, you guys are missing the point. Exactly. So Mario Mitchell, Will Bird, so there, yeah, Will, Mario, those are more on the same, yeah. Black Caddy, yeah, that's a good answer. Actual tattoos, they do, exactly. That's what's marketable about tattoos, guys. So that's what I want you guys to understand, is that's what you're marketing to cold traffic. Maybe you do, you only do like, let's say every Thursday or every Tuesday, you do like the craziest tattoo of that week. So you find, like, you make sure that whenever someone comes in and wants to do a crazy tattoo that's marketable on Facebook, you do crazy tattoos, something that's going to catch someone's eye and make them want to stop and look at that tattoo shop. That's what you're trying to do. And then what you have to remember is okay, so think about this. Let me ask you another question. Who is the tattoo customer, right? What is that tattoo customer going to potentially do on the journey? When you say you want a tattoo, do you instantly just go to the tattoo shop? Like, as soon as you have that thought come into your head, do you just go to the tattoo shop and get it? No, that's not one of those types of purchases, right? So what might have to happen after your show? Let's say we show 10,000 people who like tattoos in Atlanta an ad about the craziest tattoo of that week, right? And they saw that ad and they watched, 30 seconds out of a minute video. They watched half of that video, right? That's pretty cool. That person might be potentially interested in a tattoo. We don't know if that's this month, next week, next year, 5 years from now, right? Usually it's not in 5 years. Most people that are of age, they're not going to wait 5 years to get a tattoo. But most people wanting to get a tattoo, they know they want a tattoo. They just need to be reminded of who the tattoo parlor is when the time comes for them to make that purchasing decision. So what do you do after you send, my question is, what do you do after you send them that really cool tattoo ad? What should be the next few steps to take after you send them that really cool, engaging upfront ad to let them know that you're this tattoo shop that's in their area? We've got image and lifestyle. Yep, so image and lifestyle is something that's attractive about it. It interrupts. Exactly. That's a great answer, Omizi. It interrupts. The image, right. So community involvement. Yep, it's going to get people to engage on the post, right? If it's something cool, if you write a caption that's enticing enough to get people to actually want to respond, that's a great set of answers right there, guys. But what is it that should come after that really cool ad that we were just talking about? Because, again, you have to think, what if we just send that person that one ad and they're not buying in the next week, they're probably going to forget about us. And even if it's in that next week and we still don't remarket to them after 3 to 5 days, they might already have forgotten about us, right? And I know that you guys are going to say remarketing, but what specifically about remarketing? All right, what specifically about remarketing? What should happen next? What should I keep sending them? Or, well, at this point, you guys should be sending in answers anyways. Yes, remarketing. What kinds of remarketing campaigns? And not necessarily something of incentive. That's the thing, guys. I want you to get out of this mentality that you have to incentivize the customer with a discount or an offer to buy. The offer is the product. Okay, the offer itself is the product or service that you're selling. That is the offer. Your job as a marketer is to entice the buyer or potential buyers of why your offer or product is the best, right? So your tattoo artist, showing something about the straightest lines or the neatest designs, everything being hand drawn first. That's the type of stuff that you want to remarket with, right? So you capture the person's attention, right? You don't want to start off with that kind of content necessarily. You could try it. I would definitely split test it, but you're going to start off with something to capture their attention first. And then after you start off and capture their attention, you're going to remarket to them with things that matter to people who are wanting a tattoo, right? It's affordable, it's painless when you use or it doesn't hurt as much, rather, when you use an artist that knows what they're doing. It's got we do the straightest lines in town, the best shading in town. All of those things are what would be interesting to a person wanting to get a tattoo. So selling that and then showing people testimonials. You could do exclusive deals, but that would only be with someone. I would only do an exclusive deal with someone that gets several tattoos. I'm not necessarily going to want to give a deal to someone who's getting their first tattoo. The first tattoo person, they're going to be more likely to pay full price because it's their first one, right? Someone who's got 500 tattoos, they're going to be like, look, dude, I've already bought like 50 tattoos from you. Hook me up. I'm paying your bills here. All right. So understand again what it is that you're actually trying to sell to people, how to build that anticipation or that desire rather to buy that product or that service from whatever client you're working with. It's not always about giving an offer, and too many people go to the offer straight up. Like, that's why we don't give offers. We don't just give sales or coupons to stuff, because why would I do that? If I'm going to keep sending you content that you find valuable and ultimately you know you want to get in, why would I give someone who knows they want to get in the program a discount? And I'm not saying that to be mean. What I'm saying that is, the reason I'm saying that is to get you guys to realize as marketers, by giving discounts to everyone, you're losing out on profit margin for that potential client or that client that you're working with. Or if it's your own business, you're losing out on profit for your own business, right? Don't give away a discount up front just because you want everybody to buy the product. That actually devalues your product. Make people desire the product through really good marketing and through really good content creation, really well thought out ad campaigns. And then if after a long enough period of time, i.e. the standard sales cycle, right? A sales cycle is how long does it take for your business's customer to buy on average. If it goes, extraordinarily outside of that typical sales window, then try to offer a discount, or not even necessarily a discount, but maybe some sort of offer that only this group of people gets, right? Only that certain group of people, we know they're interested, they've consumed everything else, but they haven't bought any of our products yet. Here's something we can send to them that only this group of people gets. It's kind of like an exclusive thing, right? Preach, true, makes sense, got it, cool. Always offering discounts and giving stuff away is just a race to the bottom. Exactly, Brandon. If you do that, you're devaluing everything about your product or service. Maya says, just an idea, would be cool to do something once a month where you choose one of us. We walk through your marketing strategy for our client and you provide feedback via this live stream. I think that's a really great idea, Maya, and I think we should do more interactive content in the future like that. So Luis, you're right. That is the mentorship program. If you guys aren't in that, it's only $10 a month, and you are more than welcome to ask those questions there. But I also think that is a great video idea. I think that's a great content idea, Maya. How about we do yours first, and we'll set you up, and what we'll do is if you guys have ever been on one of my live streams where we bring on a guest, I'll bring Maya on as a guest, and we can talk about, since you brought me the idea, what we'll do is we'll make you have to win it or something like that, right? We'll set up a quick, 20 to 30 minute call before the live call, or we do it during the live call. Maya, the way she wrote it, makes it seem like we do it during the live call. Or during the live call. So, and then we can talk about because that's the biggest thing where people struggle. It's not about getting the clients. Really, guys, the client part is easy when you can prove that you know what you're talking about. If you can't prove you know what you're talking about with the digital marketing side, that's where most people struggle with getting clients. But if you can prove you know what you're talking about, you'll get the clients. And then if you can prove that you can actually perform what you're talking about, you'll definitely get all the clients, right? So how about we do that? We'll set up a call. Maya, what I want you to do is send an email to info@serialentrepreneur.academy, letting them know that I said to reach out to them to set this up with you. And then from here on out, what we'll do is we'll do it maybe once a month, maybe twice a month. We'll figure something out where we can get people like you who want to talk about marketing strategy in your campaigns. You can come on a Google Hangout. We'll talk a little bit beforehand, get a little introduction, and get a little bit about your business out of the way beforehand. I'll look over the business a little bit prior to anyways, and then we can talk about what kind of strategy we want to implement, where you see it being hard for you to maybe come up with content or ad campaigns or strategy there. And then we'll work through what I would do if I were you in your position. Sound good? Does that sound cool to y'all? If that sounds like something y'all want to see, do me a favor and write, yes, that sounds awesome, or something like that in the chat box, so that way I know that you guys are interested. All right, we got a couple people saying yes. But that pretty much wraps it up for tonight, ladies and gentlemans. I think that's pretty much all I have for tonight too, dude. We've been so busy. I've been working 12-hour days for the past 3 weeks, pretty much almost every single day. Like at least 4 days out of the week, every single week. And then the other days I'm working like at least 6 to 8 on those days. So it's been a rough 3 weeks. A lot of work these last 3 weeks. It's been a hell of a 2019 kickoff, hiring a ton of people. So anyways, cool. Sounds like you guys want that, so I think that'll be beneficial for you guys. Thank you guys for showing up. Who's ready to play the mentorship giveaway? If you're ready, do me a favor and write yes in the comments, so that way I know you're ready. And if you don't believe me that I give them away, just ask Mario Mitchell. He got in last week, and I believe he might still be on the live call tonight. But our winners definitely get access to the programs. Mario said yes, he did get access to his free mentorship course. And I would be 100% sure if you asked anybody else who received it or who won it and they reached out to my Facebook page and we communicated, they received it. Because we always give it away for free. Faux frizzle. And dude, I'm telling you, man, most people like don't even, like, you need to log into the actual program at serialentrepreneur.academy because there's a bunch of bonus videos. Like if you purchase it, it's only $10 a month. And if you get it for free or if you purchase it, either way, when you log in, there's a bunch of bonus videos as soon as you log in. Like there's a bunch of content. I think there's like 8 or 9 videos for you to go ahead and jump on and start with. And then each week we do a live video every single week. Superman, I like how you spell your name and glad to have you. I'm trying to be the example of your program. Caleb, I'm not sure what you mean by that, man. Harrison Brown, I saw your name come through today. I get all the notifications when people buy just to make sure no problems happen when someone purchases the course. But glad to have you in the family. My coworker just started a digital marketing and landed his second client today for $4K a month. Hell yeah. So that is someone that you not partner up with necessarily if you want to do your own thing, but it's someone you learn from. All right. You need to be talking to that person and ask them, what did you do in the beginning that you did wrong? What did you do in the beginning that you did right? Right. And that's what you avoid and lean towards. Right. So, all right. The question for today is, I want to see who is really paying attention. What are, and you don't have to worry about, I know I said it was different for salons and gyms, but what are the 3 steps to 3-step marketing, the basic 3 steps that I told you, and what platforms are used at each of the 3 steps? So write it in one answer. Don't write in 15 different answers, all right, because that's going to be way too hard. Write it in one answer. All right, first person to write it in one answer, the 3 steps of 3-step marketing and the platforms that you typically stick with on each platform. This is going to take some time, so let's see who's fast at typing. Now y'all can't say anything about like, oh, I got lag or I was behind everybody, because this is going to take people time to type out. I want to see a long answer. I don't want to see short answers. If you put a short answer, you don't win. I'm going to tell you like that right now. So let me see them answers. The question is 3-step marketing, okay? What are the 3 steps to 3-step marketing? 1, step 2, step 3. What are they? All right, and what platforms did I mention are used at each of the 3 steps? All right, what platforms are used at each of the 3 steps? So step 1 is one part of the campaign. Step 2 is the second part of the campaign. Step 3. Caleb, that is not. You might have came in a little late and might have missed it. That's why it's important if you want to win the mentorship program to show up at 9, because we can pull content from as soon as we start all the way up until the very end. I kind of just go through the chats and I'll pick a question or an area where we had a lot of content. It's okay. You still have time to answer. Nobody's put in the right answer yet. And if nobody puts in the answer soon, we might have to pick a different question. But again, I know it is a longer answer, so I'm giving people time to answer it. If you guys don't know it, just say, I don't know. Go ahead and type that in the chat box. That'll be helpful, because I'll go through it really quickly again, but I'll pick another question as well. I'm going to give it about 30 more seconds. We're at 55:10. We've got 2 I don't knows. I came late. I know. And this is a concept I came up with. You were so close, Louise. I wish I could give it to you, man. You were close. I'll tell you that much. You missed the first part of the first one you gave me. So I'm just going to pick a new question. I want to go into this again then, because this is very important for you guys to remember. 3-step marketing broken down very quickly. Step 1, search engine optimization and pay-per-click to drive cold traffic, which would be that awareness stage, right? Step 2 is the consideration stage. This is where you're trying to remarket. The platforms that work best with local businesses in 3-step marketing, in the 3-step marketing principle, would be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and email. Step 3 is having a killer website to convert them. Okay, so you missed that part, Louise, where the first part is actually search engine optimization and pay-per-click. I said other than the gym and the salon, other than that concept where you can include Facebook in the cold traffic. But the next question we're going to ask is, we'll just make it an easy one. What, I don't want to, okay, we're going to help some people out here. What did I say was one thing that you should avoid? We made this very clear. What is one thing you should avoid when you're running your ad campaigns that too many people do way too soon? What is one thing you should avoid when running your ad campaigns that too many people do way too soon in the ad campaign process? There we go. Harrison Brown, congratulations. You won the digital marketing school. Discounts, offers, right? An offer is the product or service you sell. A lot of people miss, like, an offer is not just the discount or the promotion, right? It's the product or service you sell, but it is also, you know, it's also considered a discount. I'm not saying you're wrong, but discounts is like it, promotions, those things you don't need to run up front. So Harrison, you won today. Make sure you send a message to my business Facebook page. That's facebook.com/serial entrepreneur. So that's awesome. You won you paid for the digital marketing school today, and you won the mentorship course in I think that's the same day, or did you get in yesterday? I think it was. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty dope. You got a bonus just for paying attention. So way to pay attention. That's what it's about with our giveaways. We make sure that people are paying attention to the learning material, because otherwise, why are you here? But thank you everybody so much for tuning in today. Sorry, we had some other responses coming in for the first question. Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it, as always. But I'm going to get out of here for now. This was a nice long call. I hope you guys have a great evening and a great weekend. And I will see you guys next Thursday, because we go live every single Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So go look up what time that is for you and wherever it is that you live. And we will see you guys next week. Until then, Serial Entrepreneur out. Bye, guys.